The unexpected passenger. The vastness of space stretched out before Alexandra Alex Chen as she maneuvered her EVA suit through the intricate network of pipes and conduits that made up the exterior of Orbital Station Gamma. Her breath came in steady rhythms, punctuated by the soft crackle of her comm system. It was just another day at work for the station's chief engineer, or so she thought. "How's it looking out there, Alex?" The voice of her colleague, Raj, came through clear in her helmet. Same old, Alex replied, her gloved hands deftly manipulating a complex array of tools as she worked on a malfunctioning coolant line. "You'd think after 5 years up here, I'd have seen it all. But nope, always something new trying to break on us." Raj chuckled. "That's why they pay you the big bucks, boss. Speaking of which, your shift ended 10 minutes ago. Why did you wrap it up and come on in?" Alex smiled to herself. "You know me, Raj. I'll sleep better knowing this line is fixed. Give me another 15 and I'll be done." As Alex continued her work, she failed to notice a faint shimmer in the space behind her. It started as a barely perceptible distortion, like heat waves rising from sun-baked asphalt. But within seconds, it grew, warping the starfield beyond. Alex was so focused on her task that she didn't register the sudden alarm in Ray's voice. Alex, do you read me? There's some kind of anomaly forming right behind you. Get out of there now." By the time Alex turned, it was too late. The shimmer had expanded into a swirling vortex of light and energy. Before she could react, an invisible force yanked her off the station's hull. Her startled cry was cut short as she was pulled into the vortex, which collapsed behind her with a flash of light. In the control room, Raj stared at his monitors in disbelief. Where Alex had been moments ago, there was nothing but empty space. Alex's world became a kaleidoscope of light and sensation. Her body felt stretched and compressed simultaneously, as if being forced through a tube far too small for her. Just when she thought she couldn't bear it any longer, everything stopped. With a bone-jarring thud, Alex found herself sprawled on a smooth metallic floor. Her head spun, and for a moment, she was sure she was going to be sick inside her helmet. Gradually, her senses began to return, and she became aware of her surroundings. She was no longer in the vacuum of space. The artificial gravity told her she was inside some kind of structure, but it wasn't the familiar environment of Orbital Station Gamma. The air pressure in her suit had equalized, suggesting a breathable atmosphere outside. Slowly, carefully, Alex pushed herself to her feet. Her EVA suit systems were still operational, which was a small mercy. As her vision cleared, she found herself in a vast, dimly lit chamber. The architecture was like nothing she had ever seen before, all smooth curves and strange, iridescent materials that seemed to shift color as she looked at them. "Okay, Alex," she muttered to herself, "you've trained for unexpected situations. Stay calm, assess your surroundings, and find a way to communicate." As she took a tentative step forward, a panel in the wall slid open with a soft hiss. Alex froze, her heart pounding in her chest. From the opening emerged a figure that made her question her sanity. The being stood nearly 8 feet tall, its body a strange amalgamation of insectoid and reptilian features. Multiple limbs extended from a segmented torso, and a triangular head swiveled to face her, revealing 3 large, multifaceted eyes. Alex's mind raced. First contact. Humanity's first encounter with an alien species, and somehow, she was at the center of it. Years of scientific speculation, countless science fiction stories, and yet nothing could have prepared her for this moment. The alien tilted its head, studying her with an unreadable expression. Then, to Alex's utter astonishment, it spoke. The sounds were unlike anything she had ever heard, a series of clicks, chirps, and low humming tones. But somehow, impossibly, she understood. "Human," the alien said, "you are far from home." Alex swallowed hard, her mouth dry. 1,000 questions raced through her mind, but only one made it past her lips. "Where am I?" The alien's mandibles clicked in what might have been amusement. You are aboard the research vessel Stellar Seeker, currently approximately 37 of your light years from your solar system. The weight of those words hit Alex like a physical blow. 37 light years. Even if she could somehow contact Earth, no rescue would be possible. She was well and truly on her own. How? Alex started, then paused to collect her thoughts. How did I get here? The alien's body shifted in a way that Alex interpreted as discomfort or uncertainty. We are unsure. Our experimental spatial fold drive activated unexpectedly during a test. It seems you were caught in its effect. Alex's engineer's mind latched onto this piece of information, momentarily overriding her shock. Spatial fold drive? You mean like a warp drive? That's incredible. The energy requirements alone would be... She cut herself off, realizing she was babbling. The alien's eyes blinked in rapid succession. Your understanding of advanced propulsion theory is unexpected. Perhaps this accident is not entirely unfortunate. I am Chief Scientist Zilix. And you are? Alexandra Chen, she replied automatically. But most people call me Alex. I'm the chief engineer on... Well, I was the chief engineer on Orbital Station Gamma. Zilix made a gesture that Alex couldn't interpret. A fellow scientist then. Interesting. Come, Alex Chen. The ship's council will want to speak with you. There is much to discuss. As Alex followed Zilix out of the chamber, her mind whirled with the implications of her situation. She was light years from home, aboard an alien vessel with no clear way to return, and yet, a small part of her, the part that had dreamed of this moment since she was a child looking up at the stars, couldn't help but feel a thrill of excitement. Whatever lay ahead, Alex knew one thing for certain: her life would never be the same again. The corridors of the Stellar Seeker were a marvel of alien engineering. As Alex followed Zilix, she couldn't help but analyze every detail. The walls seemed to pulse with a soft bioluminescent light, and occasionally she caught glimpses of what looked like circuitry woven into the very structure of the ship. Your vessel, Alex said, breaking the silence. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. Is it alive? Zilix's head swiveled to regard her. In a manner of speaking, the Stellar Seeker is a symbiosis of organic and inorganic components. It grows, adapts, and even thinks, to a degree. Alex's mind raced with the possibilities. Incredible. The applications for such technology are... She was cut off as they rounded a corner and entered what was clearly the ship's bridge. The circular room was dominated by a large holographic display of the surrounding space. Around its perimeter, various alien crew members worked at stations that seemed to meld seamlessly with their bodies. At the center of the room stood a being that immediately commanded attention. Taller than Zilix, and with a more ornate carapace, this alien radiated authority. Its multifaceted eyes fixed on Alex with an intensity that made her feel like a specimen under a microscope. I am Captain Ixora, the alien announced, its voice a deeper, more resonant version of Zilix's. You are the human our fold drive accidentally extracted from its planet's orbit. Alex straightened, drawing on years of dealing with station bureaucrats and pushy supervisors. Yes, Captain, I'm Alexandra Chen, Chief Engineer of Orbital Station Gamma. I apologize for my unexpected arrival on your ship. Captain Ixora's mandibles clicked rapidly. A curious response. You apologize for an event outside your control. Before Alex could respond, the captain continued, no matter. The question now is what to do with you. A smaller alien, its carapace a mottled green, stepped forward. Captain, the prudent course of action is clear. We must return the human to its point of origin immediately. And risk another spatial fold malfunction, Science Officer Vex. Zilix interjected. The drive is unstable. We could end up anywhere in the galaxy, or worse. Then we keep the human in stasis until we can safely return it, Vex countered. We cannot risk contaminating their species with knowledge they are not ready for. Alex felt a flare of indignation. Excuse me, but the human is standing right here. And I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk about me like I'm some lab rat you accidentally let loose. The bridge fell silent, all eyes turning to Alex. She took a deep breath, realizing this might be her only chance to plead her case. Look, I understand I'm an unexpected problem for you, but I'm also an engineer with years of experience in space operations. Instead of treating me like a liability, why not let me help? I could learn about your systems, maybe even assist with repairs. And in return, you could teach me about your technology, your culture. Captain Ixora's eyes narrowed. You propose an exchange of knowledge. Alex nodded. Exactly. It's clear your species is far more advanced than humans in many ways. But that doesn't mean I can't contribute. Sometimes a fresh perspective can be valuable, especially when dealing with complex systems. The captain was silent for a long moment, its alien features unreadable. Finally, it spoke. Your proposal is intriguing. However, the decision is not mine alone to make. The ship's council must be consulted. Zilix stepped forward. Captain, if I may, I would be willing to take responsibility for the human, to supervise her activities and ensure she does not access any restricted areas or information. Captain Ixora's head tilted in what Alex hoped was consideration. Very well. The human will remain under your supervision, Chief Scientist Zilix, until the Council reaches a decision. But be warned, Alexandra Chen, any attempt to access restricted systems or areas will result in immediate confinement. Alex nodded solemnly. Understood, Captain. Thank you for this opportunity. I promise you won't regret it. As the aliens returned to their stations, Alex felt a mix of relief and trepidation wash over her. She had bought herself some time, but she was under no illusions about the precariousness of her situation. She was a stranger in a truly strange land, surrounded by beings whose motivations and capabilities she could only guess at. Zilix gestured for her to follow. Come, Alex Chen. We must find you suitable quarters and begin your orientation. There is much for you to learn. As they left the bridge, Alex cast one last glance at the holographic display showing the vast, unknown expanse of space surrounding the ship. Somewhere out there was Earth, impossibly distant. For better or worse, this alien vessel was now her home. With a deep breath, Alex squared her shoulders and followed Zilix. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she would face them with the same determination and ingenuity that had made her one of Earth's top space engineers. And who knew? Perhaps this accidental journey would lead to discoveries beyond her wildest dreams. The doors of the bridge hissed shut behind them, and Alex stepped into her new life among the stars. Quantum diplomacy. The days following Alex's arrival on the Stellar Seeker were a whirlwind of discovery and adaptation. As she acclimated to the ship's environment, Alex found herself thrust into a crash course in xenobiology, advanced physics, and interstellar diplomacy. Zilix had set up a makeshift laboratory for Alex, filled with a dizzying array of alien technology. It was here that she spent most of her time, poring over holographic schematics and experimenting with materials that defied the laws of physics as she knew them. Fascinating, Alex murmured, manipulating a glob of shimmering liquid metal with her mind. The neural interface the aliens had provided still felt strange, but she was quickly adapting to its capabilities. This substance's atomic structure reconfigures based on thought patterns. The applications for this in spacecraft design alone are mind-boggling. Zilix clicked its mandibles in what Alex had come to recognize as approval. Your species' capacity for rapid learning is impressive, Alex Chen. Perhaps there is hope for this cultural exchange after all. As Alex opened her mouth to respond, a sudden tremor shook the ship. Alarms blared, and the bioluminescent walls pulsed an angry red. What's happening? Alex shouted over the cacophony. Zilix's multifaceted eyes darted to a nearby display. We've entered a region of space with intense gravitational fluctuations. The ship's quantum stabilizers are struggling to compensate. Without hesitation, Alex rushed to a nearby console. Her fingers flew over the alien interface, calling up ship schematics and power distribution charts. Your quantum stabilizers are operating on a fixed frequency, she observed. If we could modulate the frequency to match the gravitational waves. Zulix's head snapped towards her. Impossible. The calculations required would take hours, even for our most advanced AIs. A determined grin spread across Alex's face. Maybe for your AIs. But sometimes, human intuition can surprise you. Give me access to the stabilizer controls. For a moment, Zulix hesitated. Then, with a series of rapid clicks, it authorized Alex's access. Alex's mind raced as she interfaced directly with the ship's systems. The gravitational waves appeared in her mind's eye as complex, multidimensional patterns. She let her subconscious process the information, relying on the pattern recognition skills honed by years of troubleshooting complex space station systems. There, she exclaimed, making a series of rapid adjustments, matching stabilizer frequency to the harmonic resonance of the gravitational waves. The ship's violent shaking began to subside. On the displays, power levels stabilized, and the angry red alerts faded to a calm blue. Zulix stared at Alex, its alien features unreadable. You did it. How? Alex shrugged, a bit sheepish. Sometimes you need to think outside the box, or outside the dimension in this case. Before Zulix could respond, the lab doors hissed open. Captain Ixora strode in, flanked by several other alien crew members. Report, the captain demanded. Zulix quickly explained the situation and Alex's unconventional solution. As it spoke, Alex noticed the other aliens' reactions ranging from surprise to what she guessed was skepticism. Captain Ixora turned its penetrating gaze on Alex. It seems we have underestimated you, Alexandra Chen. Your quick thinking may have saved this ship and its crew. Alex straightened, recognizing the gravity of the moment. Thank you, Captain. I'm just glad I could help. Perhaps, interjected one of the other aliens, this incident demonstrates the potential value of the human's presence on board. Captain Ixora's mandibles clicked rapidly. Indeed, Council Member Zor, it appears we have much to discuss. The captain turned back to Alex. You will attend the next council meeting. Your future on this ship will be decided there. As the aliens filed out of the lab, Alex let out a breath she hadn't realized she'd been holding. She had passed a crucial test, but she knew the real challenges were just beginning. Zulix approached her, its posture conveying what Alex interpreted as respect. You have given us much to consider, Alex Chen, but be warned, not all on this ship will welcome the changes your presence may bring. Alex nodded sullenly. I understand. Change is never easy, no matter what species you are. As she turned back to her workstation, Alex's mind raced with the implications of what had just happened. She had proven her worth in a crisis, but at what cost? Had she revealed too much about human capabilities? And what would the alien council decide about her fate? One thing was certain, the line between diplomacy and survival had never been thinner. As Alex prepared for the council meeting that would decide her future, she couldn't shake the feeling that the fate of more than just herself hung in the balance. Somehow, improbably, she had become an ambassador for all of humanity. The weight of that responsibility settled on her shoulders as she began to formulate her argument for the council. Whatever happened next would shape not just her future, but potentially the future of human-alien relations for generations to come. Little did Alex know that far greater challenges awaited her and the crew of the Stellar Seeker. As they ventured deeper into uncharted space, ancient forces were stirring, forces that would test the limits of both human ingenuity and alien technology. The true test of Alex's skills, and of the fragile trust building between her and the alien crew, was yet to come. The Cosmic Codex. The great chamber of the Stellar Seekers Council thronged with tension. Alex stood at its center, surrounded by alien dignitaries whose inscrutable faces betrayed no emotion. The holographic displays that encircled the room flickered with streams of data in languages she was only beginning to decipher. Captain Ixora's voice cut through the silence. Alexandra Chen of Earth, you stand before this council at a pivotal moment in our journey. Your actions during the gravitational crisis have complicated matters. Alex took a deep breath, steeling herself. With respect, Captain, I believe they simplified them. I've demonstrated that humans have something valuable to offer your civilization, just as you have invaluable knowledge to share with us. A ripple of clicks and chirps passed through the assembled aliens. Council member Zor stepped forward, its iridescent carapace shimmering under the chamber's bioluminescent lights. While your quick thinking saved us from potential disaster, it has also raised concerns, Zor stated. Your species' capacity for intuitive problem-solving is unsettling. Some fear what other surprises you might harbor. Alex's mind raced, searching for the right words. This was more than just a personal hearing. It was humanity's first diplomatic engagement with an advanced alien species. Council members, she began, her voice steady despite her pounding heart. I understand your concerns. Humanity is young compared to your civilization, and we've made many mistakes. But it's precisely our youth, our drive to overcome challenges, that makes us valuable allies. She gestured to the holographic displays. Your technology, your understanding of the cosmos, it's breathtaking. But sometimes, a fresh perspective can unlock new potential in even the most advanced systems. I propose a true exchange of knowledge, one that could benefit both our species. The council chamber fell silent, the aliens seemingly deep in thought. Then, unexpectedly, Chief Scientist Zilix spoke up. There is another factor to consider, it said, its voice tinged with what Alex interpreted as hesitation. Our long-range sensors have detected an anomaly. A structure of immense proportions, hidden within a nebula on the fringes of uncharted space. The chamber erupted in a cacophony of alien voices. Captain Exora raised a limb, silencing the commotion. Explain, Chief Scientist. Zilix manipulated the holographic controls, and a new image appeared in the center of the chamber. Alex gasped. Floating amidst swirling clouds of cosmic dust was a massive, geometrically perfect dodecahedron. Its surface was etched with intricate patterns that pulsed with an otherworldly energy. We believe this to be an artifact of the precursors, Zilix continued. The ancient race theorized to have seeded our galaxy with life eons ago. Alex's mind reeled at the implications. A precursor artifact, but I thought they were just a theory, a myth. Captain Exora's multifaceted eyes fixed on Alex. There is much you do not know, human. The precursors were very real, and their legacy shapes the destiny of all spacefaring races. This artifact, it could contain knowledge beyond our wildest imaginings. Council member Zor interjected, or unimaginable danger. Captain, we cannot risk approaching this structure. The potential for catastrophe is too great. As the aliens debated, Alex Engineer's mind was already analyzing the holographic image. The patterns on the artifact's surface, there was something familiar about them, something that tickled the edge of her consciousness. Wait, she said, her voice cutting through the alien debate. Those patterns, they're not random, they're a code. All eyes in the chamber turned to her. Alex stepped closer to the hologram, her fingers tracing the ethereal lines in the air. It's similar to some of the quantum algorithms we've been developing on Earth. A multi-dimensional code that, yes, I think it's an invitation. The chamber erupted again, but this time in a mix of excitement and apprehension. Captain Exora silenced the council with a gesture. An invitation. Explain, Alexandra Chen. Alex's mind was racing, connecting dots she hadn't even realized were there. The artifact isn't just sitting there. It's broadcasting. These patterns are like a cosmic hello, but it's more than that. I think it's a test. She turned to face the council, her eyes alight with the thrill of discovery. Whoever left this artifact, they're not just giving away their knowledge. They want to make sure whoever finds it is worthy. Advanced enough to decode the invitation, but also willing to take the risk to seek out new frontiers. Captain Exora's mandibles kicked rapidly. If what you say is true, human, then we face a monumental decision. To approach the artifact could lead to untold advancements for our civilization, or to our destruction. Alex took a deep breath, knowing her next words could change the course of history for both her species and the aliens. Captain, council members, I believe this is why our paths have crossed. Your technology, combined with human intuition and problem-solving, together, we might be able to unlock the secrets of the precursors. The chamber fell silent as the weight of the moment settled over everyone present. Finally, Captain Exora spoke. The council will deliberate on this matter. Alexandra Chen, you have given us much to consider. You are dismissed for now, but be prepared. If we decide to pursue this precursor artifact, your skills will be crucial to our mission. As Alex left the council chamber, her mind was awhirl with possibilities. She had come aboard the Stellar Seeker as an accidental passenger, a curiosity to be studied. Now, she found herself at the heart of a cosmic mystery that could reshape the understanding of life in the universe. The corridor outside seemed to pulse with newfound energy, as if the ship itself was aware of the momentous decision being made. Alex made her way back to her makeshift lab, knowing that whatever the council decided, nothing would ever be the same again. As she sat down at her workstation, Alex couldn't help but smile. She had dreamed of exploring the stars since she was a child, of unraveling the mysteries of the cosmos. Now, against all odds, she was on the brink of a discovery that could change everything. The precursor artifact loomed large in her mind, its coded invitation a tantalizing puzzle waiting to be solved. Whatever challenges lay ahead, whatever dangers they might face, Alex knew one thing for certain: the greatest adventure of her life, perhaps of any human's life, was just beginning. Little did she know that the true nature of the precursor artifact and the cosmic game it represented was far more complex and dangerous than anyone aboard the Stellar Seeker could have imagined. As they prepared to embark on their perilous journey, ancient forces stirred in the depths of space, setting in motion events that would test the very limits of both human ingenuity and alien technology. The stage was set for a cosmic drama unlike any other, with Alex and the crew of the Stellar Seeker at its very heart. Quantum Entanglement Odyssey. The Stellar Seeker hummed with an energy that seemed to resonate through its very core as it approached the nebula harboring the precursor artifact. Alex stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the swirling cosmic clouds that obscured their destination. The alien crew worked with silent efficiency, their movements a dance of precision honed by centuries of space exploration. Entering the nebula's outer perimeter, announced the ship's navigator, a being whose translucent body pulsed with bioluminescent patterns. Visibility dropping to 15%. Captain Exora's voice cut through the tension. Activate the quantum resonance scanners. Let's see what we're dealing with. A holographic display sprang to life in the center of the bridge, showing a three-dimensional map of the surrounding space. As the Stellar Seeker penetrated deeper into the nebula, the map began to populate with swirling eddies of exotic particles and gravitational anomalies. Fascinating, Alex murmured, her engineer's mind racing to comprehend the data. The nebula's composition is unlike anything in our databases. It's as if the very fabric of space-time is different here. Zilix, standing beside her, clicked its mandibles in agreement. Indeed, our senses are detecting quantum fluctuations on a scale I've never encountered before. It's as if the ship suddenly lurched, throwing everyone off balance. Alarms blared as the holographic display erupted in a chaos of warning signals. Report, barked Captain Exora, steadying itself against a console. The navigator's bioluminescent patterns flashed in distress. We've encountered some kind of quantum barrier. Our engines are offline, and we're being pulled towards the center of the nebula. Alex's mind raced, connecting dots at lightning speed. It's a trap, she realized aloud, or a test. The precursors wouldn't make it easy to reach their artifact. Captain Exora turned its penetrating gaze on her. Explain, human. Alex stepped forward, manipulating the holographic display with practiced ease. Look at these quantum fluctuations. They're not random. There's a pattern here, similar to the code on the artifact's surface. I think we need to match our ship's quantum signature to the nebulas to pass through safely. Zulix's multifaceted eyes widened. Impossible. The calculations required would take years, even for our most advanced AAs. A determined grin spread across Alex's face. Maybe for your AAs, but sometimes human intuition can surprise you. Captain, I have an idea, but you're not going to like it. Captain Exora's mandibles clicked rapidly. Speak quickly, Alexandra Chen. Our situation grows dire by the moment. Alex took a deep breath. We need to create a quantum entanglement between the ship and the nebula. It's risky, but if we can synchronize our quantum states, we should be able to pass through the barrier. The bridge fell silent as the implications of Alex's proposals sank in. Creating a quantum entanglement on this scale was unprecedented, bordering on the impossible. And how do you propose we achieve this feat? Zulix asked, its voice a mix of skepticism and curiosity. Alex's eyes gleamed with the thrill of the challenge. We'll need to reconfigure the ship's quantum core. I'll need direct neural access to the ship's systems. And she hesitated, knowing the next part would be the hardest sell. I'll need a volunteer to form a psychic link with me. The alien crew exchanged looks of shock and disbelief. Psychic links were rare even among their own kind, and the idea of forming one with a human was almost unthinkable. Captain Exora stepped forward, its towering form casting a shadow over Alex. You ask much, human. The risks are great, Alex finished. I know, but the potential rewards are even greater. Captain, this might be our only chance to unravel the mysteries of the precursors, to understand our place in the cosmos. For a long moment, the bridge was silent save for the blaring alarms and the groaning of the ship's stressed hull. Then, to everyone's surprise, Zulix stepped forward. I volunteer, the chief scientist declared. If anyone is to risk their mind in this endeavor, it should be me. Captain Exora's multifaceted eyes studied them both before finally nodding. Very well. Proceed with your plan, Alexandra Chen, but be warned. If you endanger this ship or its crew, the consequences will be severe. Alex nodded sullenly. Understood, Captain. Zulix, are you ready? The alien scientist's mandibles clicked in what Alex had come to recognize as nervous laughter. Ready? No. But let us proceed anyway. The universe waits for no one after all. As the crew rushed to make the necessary preparations, Alex felt the weight of the moment settle on her shoulders. She was about to attempt something never before done in the history of either of their species. The fate of the ship, its crew, and potentially the future of human-alien relations hung in the balance. But as she began the delicate process of reconfiguring the quantum core, a thrill of excitement coursed through her. This was why she had become an engineer, why she had dreamed of the stars since childhood. To push the boundaries of what was possible, to unravel the mysteries of the universe. As the neural interface connected her mind directly to the ship's systems, Alex felt a moment of vertigo. The vastness of the Stellar Seeker's consciousness unfurled before her, a symphony of data and quantum potential. Beside her, Zulix's eyes glowed with an otherworldly light as the psychic link began to form. Alex felt the alien's mind touch hers, strange and wonderful and terrifying all at once. Ready? She asked, her voice barely a whisper. Zulix's response echoed in her mind. For the sake of science and discovery, always. With a deep breath, Alex plunged her consciousness into the quantum realm, Zulix's alien mind intertwined with hers. Together, they raced against time to unravel the cosmic puzzle that stood between them and the secrets of the precursors. As the Stellar Seeker plunged deeper into the heart of the nebula, the lines between human, alien, and machine began to blur. In the quantum dance that followed, new frontiers of science and understanding would be forged, forever changing the course of galactic history. The cosmic stage was set for a revelation that would shake the foundations of both human and alien civilization. And at the center of it all stood Alex, a humble human engineer about to make a discovery that would echo across the stars for eons to come. Singularity Nexus Revelation. The quantum realm engulfed Alex and Zilix, their merged consciousnesses dancing through a kaleidoscope of probability waves and entangled states. Time lost all meaning as they navigated the fabric of reality itself, searching for the key to unlocking the precursor's cosmic puzzle. There, Alex's thoughts reverberated through their shared mindscape. Do you see it, Zilix? The quantum signature of the nebula, it's not random. It's a fractal pattern, repeating at every scale. Zilix's alien consciousness pulsed with understanding. Remarkable. It's as if the entire nebula is one vast, living algorithm. But what is it computing? As they delved deeper, the fractal pattern began to shift and morph, responding to their presence. Suddenly, a blinding flash of insight struck them both simultaneously. It's a gateway, they realized in unison. The entire nebula is a multidimensional portal. Back on the physical plane, the stellar seeker shuddered as it began to phase in and out of normal space-time. The alien crew watched in awe as the ship's hull seemed to flicker and distort, becoming translucent one moment and hyper-solid the next. Captain Ixora's voice cut through the chaos. Status report. What's happening to my ship? The navigator's bioluminescent patterns flashed in a dizzying array. Captain, we're everywhere and nowhere at once. Our quantum state is fluctuating wildly. In the quantum realm, Alex and Zilix fought to maintain their merged consciousness against the overwhelming influx of information. The fractal patterns of the nebula were resolving into something else, something both ancient and impossibly advanced. It's a singularity nexus, Zilix's thoughts echoed with awe, a junction point connecting multiple realities across the multiverse. Alex's mind reeled at the implications. The precursors, they weren't just an advanced alien race. They were multidimensional beings, linking different universes together. As this revelation cascaded through their shared consciousness, the stellar seeker began to vibrate at a frequency that threatened to tear it apart. Alarms blared as the ship's systems struggled to cope with the strain of existing in multiple realities simultaneously. We need to stabilize his ship, Alex's thoughts raced. If we don't find the right quantum frequency soon, we'll be torn apart. Zilix's alien mind intertwined with hers, bringing millennia of scientific knowledge to bear. We need to synchronize with the Nexus's resonant frequency. But how? The calculations are beyond even our most advanced computers. In that moment of crisis, something extraordinary happened. The boundary between Alex's human intuition and Zilix's vast alien knowledge dissolved completely. In its place, a new consciousness emerged, one that was neither human nor alien, but something transcendent. This hybrid intelligence saw the singularity nexus for what it truly was, a cosmic tuning fork, resonating with the fundamental frequency of the multiverse itself. With a thought that encompassed eons, they reached out and plucked that universal string. Reality itself seemed to hold its breath. Then, with a soundless thunderclap, the stellar seeker snapped into perfect quantum alignment with the singularity nexus. The violent shaking ceased, the alarms fell silent, and before the astonished eyes of the crew, the swirling chaos of the nebula parted like a curtain, revealing the true nature of the precursor artifact. It wasn't a mere object or structure. It was a window into infinity, a portal that showed glimpses of countless realities, infinite possibilities stretching across the multiverse. As Alex and Zilix's merged consciousness returned to their individual bodies, they found themselves forever changed. The knowledge they had gained, the cosmic truths they had glimpsed, were almost too vast for their minds to contain. Captain Ixora's voice, filled with a mix of awe and trepidation, broke the stunned silence on the bridge. By all the stars, what have we discovered? Alex, her eyes still glowing with residual quantum energy, turned to face the captain. We found the next step in cosmic evolution, Captain. The precursors left this singularity nexus as a test, yes, but also as a gift. a chance for younger races to transcend their dimensional limitations and join a greater cosmic community. Zilix, its carapace shimmering with newfound energy, added, "This discovery will revolutionize everything we thought we knew about the universe. The scientific implications alone are staggering." As the reality of their situation sank in, a new tension filled the bridge. The power they had uncovered was immense, potentially catastrophic in the wrong hands. Captain Ixora's multifaceted eyes studied Alex intently. "And what would you suggest we do with this power, Alexandra Chen of Earth? Your species is young, untested on the cosmic stage. Can humanity be trusted with such knowledge?" Alex felt the weight of history on her shoulders. Her answer would shape the future of not just humanity, but countless civilizations across the multiverse. She took a deep breath, her mind racing to find the right words. "Captain," she began, her voice steady despite the enormity of the moment, "I believe this discovery is bigger than any one species. The singularity nexus doesn't belong to humans, or to your people, or to any single race. It's a bridge between all sentient beings, a chance for true universal understanding." She gestured to the stunning vista of intertwined realities visible through the ship's viewport. "We stand at a crossroads of cosmic destiny. We can choose fear, choose to hold this knowledge for ourselves, or we can choose hope and use this discovery to forge a new era of cooperation and exploration across the multiverse." The bridge fell silent as the impact of Alex's words sank in. The decision they made here, in this moment, would echo across countless realities for eons to come. As Captain Ixora contemplated humanity's role in this new cosmic order, as Zilix grappled with the scientific revolution that lay ahead, and as the crew of the Stellar Seeker stood on the brink of a multiversal awakening, one thing became crystal clear. The true journey, the voyage that would reshape the very fabric of existence, was only just beginning. The singularity nexus pulsed with infinite possibility, a cosmic invitation to transcend the boundaries of space, time, and dimension. And at the heart of this universe-altering discovery stood Alex, a human engineer whose courage and ingenuity had helped unlock the greatest mystery in the history of all sentient life. As the Stellar Seeker prepared to take its first tentative steps into a larger multiverse, the words of an ancient Earth philosopher echoed in Alex's mind. "We are not merely observers of the cosmos, but active participants in its unfolding drama." Never had those words rung truer than in this moment, on the brink of a new chapter in the cosmic story. Quantum harmonic convergence. The Stellar Seeker hovered at the precipice of the singularity nexus, a lone vessel poised between infinite realities. The ship's hull shimmered with an otherworldly iridescence, a side effect of its quantum entanglement with the multiversal gateway. Alex stood at the heart of the bridge, her mind still reeling from the cosmic revelations she had experienced. The alien crew moved around her in a flurry of activity, their movements precise yet tinged with an undercurrent of excitement and trepidation. Captain Ixora's resonant voice cut through the controlled chaos. "All systems report ready for multiversal translation. Alexandra Chen, as the one who unlocked this cosmic riddle, what course do you recommend?" Alex took a deep breath, feeling the weight of countless potential futures resting on her next words. "Captain, I believe our next step should be to initiate a quantum harmonic convergence." A ripple of surprised clicks and chirps spread through the alien crew. Zilix stepped forward, its multifaceted eyes gleaming with curiosity. "A bold proposal, Alex. To synchronize our quantum frequency with the fundamental resonance of multiple realities simultaneously. The energy requirements alone are staggering." "Exactly." Alex nodded, her eyes alight with the thrill of scientific discovery. "But if we succeed, we'll create a stable conduit between dimensions. A cosmic bridge that could unite sentient species across the multiverse." Captain Ixora's mandibles clicked rapidly, a sign Alex had come to recognize as deep contemplation. "The risks are enormous. If our calculations are off by even a fraction, we could trigger a cascade failure that would collapse entire realities. Alex finished grimly. I know, Captain, but the potential benefits far outweigh the risks. This could be the key to solving problems that have plagued civilizations for eons. Clean energy, faster-than-light travel, perhaps even the secrets of creation itself. A tense silence fell over the bridge as the magnitude of the decision weighed on every being present. Finally, Captain Ixora straightened to its full, imposing height. Very well, Alexandra Chen. We will attempt this quantum harmonic convergence. But know this, the consequences of failure will ripple across countless realities. The fate of infinite worlds now rests in our hands. Alex nodded solemnly, fully aware of the cosmic stakes. Understood, Captain. Let's make history, or perhaps rewrite it. With a series of crisp orders from Captain Ixora, the crew of the Stellar Seeker sprang into action. Zulix worked feverishly alongside Alex, their newfound mental connection allowing them to collaborate with unprecedented efficiency. As the preparations neared completion, Alex felt a familiar tingle at the base of her skull, the neural interface connecting her mind directly to the ship's quantum core. Beside her, Zulix's carapace began to pulse with bioluminescent patterns, a sign that the alien scientist was also linking its consciousness to the ship's systems. All stations report ready, announced the navigator, its translucent body flickering with nervous energy. Captain Ixora fixed its penetrating gaze on Alex and Zulix. Initiate the quantum harmonic convergence. May the wisdom of the cosmos guide us. With a shared thought, Alex and Zulix plunged their merged consciousness into the quantum realm. The familiar kaleidoscope of probability waves engulfed them, but this time it was infinitely more complex. They were no longer navigating the quantum state of a single reality, but the interconnected web of the entire multiverse. Through their mental link with the ship, they began to modulate the Stellar Seeker's quantum frequency. The vessel vibrated at a subatomic level, sending ripples through the fabric of space-time itself. Suddenly, a new presence made itself known in their shared mindscape. At first, it was just a whisper, a faint echo at the edges of perception. But as Alex and Zulix adjusted their focus, the presence grew stronger. We are not alone. Zulix's thoughts reverberated with awe. Alex's consciousness pulsed in agreement. The precursors, they're here. Not physically, but as quantum echoes. The ancient multidimensional intelligence of the precursors unfurled before them like a cosmic flower. It carried with it the weight of eons, the collective knowledge of a species that had transcended the boundaries of space, time, and dimension. In that moment of connection, a torrent of information flooded their merged minds. The true history of the cosmos, the grand design behind the singularity nexus, the ultimate destiny of all sentient life, it was almost too much for their consciousnesses to bear. Back on a physical plane, the Stellar Seeker began to glow with an inner light that defied the known laws of physics. The very air around the ship seemed to crystallize, refracting reality itself into prismatic shards of possibility. Energy levels are off the charts, cried out one of the alien crew members. The quantum core is approaching critical mass. Captain Ixora's voice cut through the chaos. Alex, Zulix, whatever you're doing in there, we're running out of time. In the quantum realm, Alex and Zulix struggled to process the vast influx of cosmic knowledge while maintaining control of the ship's systems. The precursor presence swirled around them, neither helping nor hindering, simply observing. We need to complete the convergence. Alex's thoughts raced. But how? The calculations are beyond anything we've ever attempted. Zulix's alien mind intertwined with hers, bringing a new perspective. Perhaps we're approaching this from the wrong angle. We've been trying to force the convergence through sheer computational power. A spark of understanding flashed between them. Alex's human intuition melded with Zulix's alien logic, creating a hybrid consciousness that transcended both their species. Of course, their shared epiphany resonated through the quantum realm. The multiverse isn't just a collection of realities, it's a living, conscious entity. We don't need to calculate the convergence. We need to harmonize with it, they realized in unison. With this newfound understanding, Alex and Zilix ceased their frantic calculations. Instead, they opened their merged consciousness fully to the cosmic symphony around them. They became both conductors and instruments, feeling the quantum rhythms of infinite realities. And then, with a thought that encompassed eternity, they began to sing. It wasn't a sound in any physical sense, but a fundamental vibration that resonated with the very essence of existence. Their quantum song rippled outward, touching every reality, every dimension, every possible permutation of existence. The precursor presence swelled around them, joining its ancient harmony to their nascent melody. Together, they wove a cosmic tapestry of unimaginable complexity and beauty. On the bridge of the Stellar Seeker, the alien crew watched in awe as reality itself began to shift and flow. The barriers between dimensions became permeable, allowing glimpses of infinite worlds and possibilities. With a final, reality-shaking crescendo, the quantum harmonic convergence reached its peak. A blinding flash of multidimensional light engulfed the ship, and for a moment that stretched into eternity, every being aboard experienced perfect, universal understanding. As the light faded and the cosmic song gentled to a subtle, ever-present hum, Alex and Zilix found themselves back in their physical bodies. But they were forever changed. Their minds expanded beyond the limits of their original forms. Captain Ixora's voice, filled with wonder and a touch of fear, broke the stunned silence. By all that exists, what have we done? Alex turned to face the captain, her eyes now swirling with the reflected light of countless realities. We've taken the next step in cosmic evolution, Captain. We've become citizens of the multiverse. Zilix, its carapace now shimmering with patterns that seemed to move in more dimensions than should be possible, added, "The quantum harmonic convergence was successful beyond our wildest expectations. We've established a stable link between infinite realities." As the implications of their achievement began to sink in, a new tension filled the bridge. They had unlocked power beyond imagination, knowledge that could reshape the very foundations of existence. Captain Ixora's multifaceted eyes studied Alex and Zilix intently. And what do we do with this power, this knowledge? How do we ensure it's used wisely for the benefit of all sentient life across the multiverse? Alex felt the weight of infinite possibilities resting on her next words. The decision they made here would echo across countless realities for eons to come. With a deep breath, she prepared to answer, knowing that her response would set the course for a new era of multiversal exploration, diplomacy, and discovery. The cosmic stage was set for the next chapter in the greatest adventure in the history of all sentient life, and at its heart stood Alex, a human engineer whose courage and ingenuity had helped unlock the ultimate frontier, the infinite expanse of the multiverse itself.